let's talk about how you can drive more traffic to your Etsy store from Pinterest. Pinterest is such a powerful tool driving traffic. So often, Pinterest is the first port of call for people when they are making a purchase decision, when they're gathering ideas for the next big spend, if they're looking for gift ideas, because that's when people are going to the platform to look for ideas for their loved ones. Pinterest just is that destination for shopping. So Pinterest are really committed to making the platform as shoppable as possible. They've already made lots of changes recently, and I'm anticipating lots more to come in the future. So it's a really exciting time to be on Pinterest. So the first thing that you really need to think about when you're thinking of driving traffic to your Etsy store is what people are searching for when they're coming to Pinterest. Because the thing you need to remember about Pinterest is that it's not a social media platform, it is a search engine and people use it like a search engine. So if they've got an idea in their mind about what gift they're looking for, what products they want in their living room, whatever it is that they're thinking of buying, you need to tap into those words, and it's really, really worth your time doing a bit of keyword research into this first. So do that just by typing in a few words into the search bar and see what comes up. And if you're a product business, don't forget to include words that are targeted to people. For example, mum, dad, sister, and then thinking of events, wedding gifts, birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, all of those words are words that you're going to be wanting to use for your product pin. And one of the reasons that Pinterest is so powerful as a shopping platform is because people have money. They're ready to buy, they're ready to spend, they're wanting to make those decisions. And having your products on Pinterest at that moment when they are forming those ideas and decisions is such a powerful place to be. Hi, I'm Faye. I'm a Pinterest expert. I've been helping solo business owners get more traffic to their website from Pinterest since 2020. I have just started this YouTube channel and it is all about Pinterest and evergreen strategies to grow your business without relying on social media. So if that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe and like this video, and let's get into some detail about selling products on Pinterest. If you've discovered this video, you might be a bit confused about where Pinterest and Etsy link together. A couple of years ago, you could actually claim your Etsy website, domain, store on Pinterest. Like there was a function to do that. When in fact, it's no longer possible. Pinterest has it on their website that this is no longer possible, which is disappointing. And it does add that extra barrier of you not being able to see direct data from Etsy. But it doesn't mean that you should give up just because you can't claim your Etsy account. The power is still completely in your hands to be able to drive traffic to your products and your store. And I'm going to talk a couple of ways about how you can do that in this video. Just as a side note, this also happened with Instagram. You used to be able to claim your Instagram account, and then that went away, but it came back earlier this year, new and improved. So I'm hopeful that maybe being able to claim Etsy might come back again in the future. But right now, this is what we're working with. And it's all about having a really strong keyword strategy for your product. There's a couple of cheeky little shortcuts that you can do as well. So the first thing, as I mentioned earlier, is really getting clear on your keywords. Spending a couple of hours really going through Pinterest, making a note of words that your audience are using when they are looking for products, specifically your product and what you sell. And while you're in this process, you probably will discover words that you hadn't considered your audience are using when they find your product, which is why it's really important that you don't just guess the keywords and you spend some time making this effort so that you are really truly aligned with what your audience is looking for. And once you've discovered those keywords, you're putting those words in your pins, in your pin titles, in your descriptions, literally anywhere you can enter words on Pinterest. You want to make sure you're including your keywords, but make it sound really natural and engaging. Don't just list your keywords because that looks spammy and that's not going to help you with the Pinterest algorithm. So your next step is to create click-worthy pins that people want to engage with, that have the image of your product, that creates intrigue for them, that's going to get people back to your Etsy store to read more about the product, discover everything else in your store. So visuals for your pins that do really well, is creating pins in their portrait dimensions. That's 1000 by 1500 pixels. And also the longer format that is the same size as an Instagram story or a reel is doing really well at the moment. So let's take, for example, you've got one product, let's say it's a wash bag. You can create lots of different pins that link to that one URL, but that will look a little bit different. So you can have one beautiful image that takes up the whole space of that pin and it's just focused on the image. And of course, you've got your keyword rich title and description to go with it. You can create a couple of pins like that, but with different crops of your products. And then you could use some design software like Canva to create more graphic designs that have your product image maybe in a central square with a product title and a little shop now button. You can do those so that they're really, really subtle or a bit more in your face. It really all depends like what your branding is and how you want your pins to look. And once you've got a couple of templates that you like to use, you can just use those over and over again. Another thing that works really well is video pins. Video pins for products can be quite difficult, especially if you don't have a video of the product itself. So what works really well for this is having a slow zoom on your image so that the image slowly gets bigger or smaller on the screen, and that can really draw somebody's eye. Similar to that, you can have the image still but have an animation effect on the text on your pin. And incorporating all of those techniques into different pin images means that you can create a batch of pins that all promote one product and that they all look different and fresh. And Pinterest really loves it when you create fresh pins. You don't want to be pinning duplicate pins of your products, because that looks like it's spammy behavior and Pinterest is really cracking down on that. You want your pins to all look different. Now, Etsy itself is a merchant, which means it has millions of products listed on its Pinterest profile as products. You as an individual Etsy store can't have a merchant status on Pinterest, but Etsy has the merchant status. You may find that Etsy, the main Etsy account on Pinterest, actually has product pins for your product that can get shown to people who are searching for relevant keywords as well, which is a great bonus. If you go to Pinterest and you just search for any type of product, I can guarantee that there will be Etsy pins showing up on there that are product pins from their Etsy stores. And you're being shown them because you're searching for a relevant product. And so that can happen to you as well and your audience, that when they're searching for a pin, they might come across an Etsy product pin that links back then to your store and your product. One thing you can do to share your products as product pins really quickly is actually going on to your Etsy profile. So this is an Etsy. This is a platform called PayHip, which is also a product seller's website, and I have my own store on PayHip. I don't have Etsy, but I do have PayHip. It's very, very similar. I don't have, acclaimed domain on any of these selling platforms, just like Etsy. So what you can do here to share your products really quickly is install the Pinterest Save extension onto your Chrome browser. And when you click on this, it will bring up all of the images on your product page. And then you can select as many as you want. So I'm going to go ahead and select those 3 because those are the most visual. And then it takes you to which board you'd like to pin those to, and you just select the board, and then that's it. It will have saved those 3 pins to your boards, and what it will do is it will save your title of your product as your pin title and your description as your pin description. So it's a great idea for you to optimize this information first, so it's got your keywords in it. It is as optimized as possible for when it's on Pinterest to be discovered and found. The tool that you can use is the Pinterest Trends tool. It's brilliant for really tuning into what people are searching for right now and coming up into the future, and it just helps you tap into trending keywords that is going to get you more search volume faster. Businesses, these just aren't going to be applicable. Some of these words are just not going to be relevant at all, like nails are only relevant to certain businesses. So this area here, it just gives you the real top level trending keywords at the minute. What we want to do is go into this search bar here. Let's have a makeup bag as an example. We can see that it's suggested some other words that you might want to use if you are selling makeup bags, aesthetic, essentials, crochet, if that's relevant. So what we're going to actually do is I'm just going to hit enter. And here you can plot across a 12-month period when searches for this are at their peak. And so we can see for makeup bag, they're actually at their peak at week ending 12th of August. So, you know, people are obviously searching for that as they're planning their holidays and getting ready to go away. So you can incorporate that into when you're planning your pins for the next year. You can also see some other keywords under here. We've got makeup bag essentials, girly bags, toiletry bag, purse. So these are other words that you might want to include. And if we click on these, you can actually compare the search volume. So makeup bag gets a whole lot more than toiletry bag and makeup bag essentials. Part of the reason for that is because makeup bag essentials is more of a long tail keyword, which means it's longer, it's more specific, and less people are searching for that. People who are searching for that have more search intent. They know what it is that they're looking for, and therefore they are more likely to engage and buy. So it is important that you're creating content with both the shorter tail keywords, the more obvious ones, and longer ones for the people who know specifically what they are looking for. So as a product seller on Pinterest, you really want to start by doing your keyword research. Never guess what you think people are looking for when it comes to your products. Always use the Pinterest search bar just to give you an idea of words and trends that are happening right now that people are searching for. And those colourful bubbles that come up underneath the search bar are words that people are looking for too. So remember to take those into account when you are doing your keyword research. Optimize your profile with your keywords. Put your keywords in your bio, in your name, in your board titles, in your board descriptions. Literally everywhere you can put words on Pinterest, you want to be using keywords. Optimize your product listings on your website with the view of them then being repinned to Pinterest. Someone can save an image from your site to Pinterest and it will pull that data from Etsy or whatever product store you're using. It will take the image and the title of the product and the description of the product as the description of your pin. So by having your keywords within your product description, it's going to help your pins get more visible, and not only is it going to help you with Pinterest, it's also going to help you on Google as well. Create pins with different crops and graphics of your products, different zooms, different angles, different ways of presenting your graphics. Try and make your graphic and your images look different each time you create a pin for it. Creating video with that zoom in and out effect, it works really well for product pins. Don't forget to check in with Pinterest trends to see if there's any trends coming up that you can create pins for. And most importantly of all is to remember to stay consistent. A little bit of pinning here and there is okay, but it's not going to get you the results that you want. You want to show consistent pinning effort on Pinterest for you to start reaping the rewards. So one pin a day is absolutely fine. One pin every 2 days is fine. Just try and pick a routine that you can stick to and stay consistent with. You don't want to drop a load of pins and then just forget about them. You want to try and incorporate Pinterest into your overall strategy and not just give it a little bit of effort and then leave it. So I hope you found this helpful. Please stick around, check out some of my other videos that will help you with other aspects. And if you have any comments or questions, just pop them in the comment and I will answer you as soon as I can.